All right, here we are at secret number 2. Secret number 2, how this simple content formula can turn any average agent into an influencer with engaged followers. And all of this without a huge following, without ads, and without posting every day. First thing you need to know about is that once you look the part, once you've got your foundations in place, what everyone next wants to know is, how can I create effective content that gets engagement? I'm going to show you a very simple formula how to make this work. And let me tell you a story real quick about how I even discovered this. I stumbled on this mostly by accident. I was in a seminar learning how to be a better coach and how to do sales. One of the things that I noticed is that every time they started a new segment of the class, they always did it the same way. There was an engaging question. Then we went into the thing's topic and why it was important, how we would use it, when we would use it. And then we actually went into the actual technique. After we learned the technique and practiced it, then we would go and actually discuss what we did. And we did this over and over again, many times, I don't even know how many times a day, over the 5 days of the class. I was starting to see the pattern of how the instructor taught it. So real quick though, with your content formula, let's talk about what it is not, because it is not, the power of your content is not in how professional you look. It's not the number of times you are posting a day, and it's not the fact that you're posting on all the different platforms. It's much simpler. Let's go ahead and talk about the format formula and how does this all work. This is great for video content. This is great for any time that you are teaching something. So here are the 4 quadrants of your format. So the first one though is the what you're going to tell them. Okay. The next one is why you're going to tell them. Then number 3 is in the bottom right corner over here. How. You tell them the how of the thing. And then at the end, you basically summarize it. Okay. You tell them what you told them. Okay. So you go 1, 2, then drop down to 3 and then 4. So you're going to tell them what, then you're going to tell them why, then you're going to tell them how, and this is the whole meat of it, and then the summary. Okay, basically tell them what you told them. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them why you're going to tell them. Tell them, and then tell them what you told them. And this is so valuable for when you are trying to get your message across, anytime you're trying to teach something. And this is actually a very good format for life as well. So let's look at a couple of examples. 1, 2, 3, 4. Around the quadrants. Again, you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them why you were going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Okay. This would be like your headline or your hook, your attention grabber. This is the story of why you're going to tell them. Then you go ahead and tell them. This might be a list. It might be 3 secrets. It's the main part of your whole thing. Okay. And then the last part is either the offer or the summary. So if you're making a 1-minute video, the first part will be about 8 seconds. The next part may be 15. The third part will be about 30 seconds. This is the chunk of it. And then the last part would be about 7 seconds, right? So you can see that the weight of it is in the story and in the actual delivery. Okay. If you are an agent and you are wanting to talk to inherited house owners, you might say something like this. Hey, inherited house owners, here are the 3 biggest mistakes that you may make when you want to sell your house. This can have long-lasting effects, financial and emotional, if you make these mistakes. So you want to avoid these mistakes. Okay, number 3 is letting it sit too long. The second one is emotional decision making, or this is just other things that you could say, setting an unrealistic price, neglected repairs and updates. And the number one mistake that you want to avoid making is not having a professional who understands the process of selling an inherited house. Just to recap, you heard the 3 biggest mistakes that inherited house owners make when they go to sell their house. If this was helpful, like, share, subscribe, comment. Okay? Now, this one is for you when you actually go to make your live video. Okay? I made this to actually teach you. So it's like teaching you inside of teaching you. So the first thing I would tell you is the what, and then the who, and then the how, and then the kind of fits where. The who would be more like the why. The 3 biggest mistakes that realtors make when doing Facebook Lives. Now, this is important because if you're an agent and you're making video content, you need to know how to deliver important information so that your audience understands it, because viewers are going to switch off if you do these things and your message won't get heard. So the number 3 thing is talking too much. Get to the point, deliver the value, and move on. Number 2 is being boring or speaking slowly. Be animated. You are lucky that most of your viewers even stop because of this social media era. Attention is very valuable. Number 1 is saying, I just want to pop on here real quick. No, you don't. You start with your headline. That's the first thing you should say out of your mouth to grab your viewers' attention. This is a good strategy when you are trying to market yourself online. This is a great format for being online in video to teach your viewers what you want to teach them. Okay, if this was valuable for you, drop a comment below or give this video a thumbs up. Or share it to somebody else who you think this might benefit. And scene. So can you see? And that's the power of the format framework. So to summarize it, this is what you want to do. This is your content formula, and this is great for video post, for written post, anytime that you are giving your people information. The truth is, content creation is just not complicated when you've got a framework to follow. Isn't that exciting?